Yo, what up everybody? It's Peace-Eye. Welcome to another video. So today for you, I've got a deck profile from a tournament that I held on Sunday. I ended up going with Dragon Link. I don't have the Dragon Maid stuff, the broken stuff, so this is kind of a budget version of Dragon Link, honestly. But I was able to defeat my round 1 and round 2 opponents, getting the first place. It was only a 4-man tournament, but still, good games. Everything went to game 3. I faced Emmanuel round 1. He was playing Dryatron. That deck is insane. It just keeps going and going. And then round 2, I faced Zodiac Eldritch, piloted by Brian. Yeah, that one also went to game 3. So pretty insane tournament, but Dragon Link is still pretty clutch. We just needed to wait for the formula to get figured out. And it seems like it's not very much different, except we just don't have Link Cross and we can't Buster Lock our opponent, so we just have to fill it with other stuff. Once I get a Chaos Ruler, I think this deck would change a little bit, because that version's insane. But this is just basically all the cards from last format. So if you played Dragon Link last format before the ban list destroyed it, destroyed the way we played it before, then you have all the cards that you'll need to make this list. Which is pretty viable. So, enough of my babbling. Let's get started. Black Metal Dragon. People have cut this for the Dragon Maid card because she can search a trap and whatnot. This guy is still good because he still puts 2 dragons on board. 2 dragons on board is now no longer full combo, so you really want to make sure your card count is low so that you can see your powerful extenders. But you know what? Honestly, we are running Gamma, so if you just end on Seal and you've got a Gamma and maybe another hand trap in hand, that's actually not that bad. So Seal, we play 2 of that now, is going to be one of your main disruptions, and you want to always end on Seal. And then for our other starter, we've got 2 Starly Seifert. I believe we play a 42 card deck, or 43 possibly. I'm pretty sure it's 42. But having 2 Seifert as extra normal summons is pretty good. It's way better than having 1, because you do want to normally cycle this with your Levianeer. Next, the small rocket package. We've got 3 Tracers still. You always want to have one of these in deck for your quick launches to be live. Rocket Recharger, the most broken one. It's Monster Reborn, basically. 2 Rocket Synchron now. We need something to summon off of Needle Fiber. Its effect is kind of booty, but I mean, it's also a 1-for-1 tuner target. It's pretty versatile. And then finally, Absolouter Dragon. If you do need to lock yourself into Dark Monsters, you do have that option to go into Romulus and dump Absolouter. Then for the 1-up dragons, we've got Omni Dragon Brotar. This glare is terrible. Try that. Omni Dragon Brotar. We've got White Dragon Wyver Burster, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent, Noctovision Dragon, a great extender. It's nice as a 1-of. You can only summon it if a Dark Dragon is special summoned to your side of the field, which you can usually do, but sometimes you can't. But it's nice to have that in combination with Absolouter if you do open up Absolouter and Seifert. That's you go super plus off of that. Next up, we've got Chaos Dragon Levianeer, still the 1-of. I don't have the Chaos Ruler to dump a bunch of cards to make it live more often. So just the 1-of, it's searchable. And then finally, the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. So in this deck, I am also playing Dragoon, so Black Metal Dragon serves a bunch of different purposes. You can usually chain block your Saryuja if you choose to go that route. So I used Black Metal Dragon to actually not only search this, but search the Red Eyes Black Dragon, and then also the Red Eyes Fusion in tournament before going into Saryuja. Now, you do have to read your opponent to see whether or not they have a disruption, but usually if they let LP go through, there's usually no disruption, so you can go ahead and get greedy and start adding the Red Eyes cards, because you know that Saryuja will resolve, and you'll put the Red Eyes bricks that you drew back on the bottom of your deck, netting you more advantage. So that's a cool little interaction that actually comes up. All right, so those are all the dragon monsters. Let's get into the hand traps. We've got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It's just really generic. 2 Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. This is probably interchangeable for Skullmeister. Skullmeister might actually be better because it's a dark, and you can have a lot more synergy with Chaos Space. But this stops Gamma and stuff. And then anything that's trying to banish stuff from your graveyard, which is really important. I can't remember what I negated, but like this can negate so many things, like Haquero, for example. That would have been nice to draw against Brian, but unfortunately we had to go to Game 3 for that one. And then finally Gamma with the driver. So that's 8 hand traps and a 42 card deck, so it's pretty good. I was also maining Nibs before, but I ended up cutting those and putting those in the side deck. Because you need to open up combo. It's important to have more extenders, so the hand traps are essentially so that you can play. So I chose these ones. Gamma's really high impact. The Nibs are in the side and stuff. I also have Droll in the side, and that actually came up against Emmanuel, and I was able to slow him down for a turn. I can't remember if I won that match, but it's there. Red Eyes Black Dragon and Dark Magician, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense for your Dragoon play. Then the spells. So triple Chaos Space, triple Quick Launch, really good cards. Then the double extender, World Legacy Guard Dragon. You want this at 3. I don't even play Monster Reborn. This card's way better. You could, if you have a Link 2 on the field and you've got this, then you're so lit. So lit. Then the 1-up spells. We got 1 for 1. I still play Black Metal Dragon. And you could summon I actually summoned Brotar off of 1 for 1. Or was it Rocket Synchron? It was either Rocket Synchron or a Brotar, because I already had the red MD in hand. So this is just a versatile extender. It gets something in the graveyard. This with Absorouter, or this with Absorouter is amazing. But yeah, this can get your Brotar, or you can get a tuner on board so you can go into Needle easier, and then summon the other one off of Needle. Dragon Ravine, this is searchable because of Romulus. You got your Boot Sector launch to do your combos and special summon from your hand, or Graveyard, which is amazing. So I always try to conserve this, but definitely don't play more than 1 because it really sucks to draw. And then finally, Red Eyes Fusion. If you cut the Dragoon package, this would be at 39 cards, I believe. So, I mean, if you don't have the Dragoon package because we weren't playing it last format, then you could still be budget. Just throw in a second Absorouter Dragon and maybe like another hand trap or something. And then it'd be basically the same deck. And then you'd have 2 more slots in your extra deck for other stuff. Next up, let's take a look at our extra deck. Speaking of, we got our Nib token chilling there for our side deck monster. Then Fusion Monsters, we just have the Dragoon now, so nothing fancy, just the standard Dragoon. We got Borreload Savage Dragon. I really wish I had a secret rare, but whatever. This is the only synchro we play. I need a Chaos Ruler, but still, this deck does the job. The rest is just Link monsters that are so insanely powerful and broken. You got Striker Dragon. This makes Recharger a monster reborn every turn. This can bring back Dragoon, bring back Red Eyes, which can bring back an Elpie. It's just so good. So you got to play 3 for sure. Like I would never try and play 2 again after seeing what that can do in the grind game with all these grindy decks running around. If it becomes a more combo heavy format and you need more utility, yeah, take out a Striker Dragon for a Nightmare Phoenix or something. But usually this deck doesn't need that type of interaction. We've got Elpie and Pisty, still just at 1. We don't want to play any more than these because you can recycle them so easily. There's so much reborning in this deck. Levianeer can reborn. Oh, wait, actually, no, he can't. But he can reborn Red MD, which can reborn these. So there's just a lot of different ways to get to Red MD to bring these back for even more follow-ups, which is really nice. Then we're getting into the Link 2s. You play 2 Heavenly Spheres now. This shot up in price, so if you only had 1 from your previous Dragon Link deck, then that's unfortunate. But if you had 2 like me, you got lucky as heck, because this is one of your best boss monsters now that they nerfed the extra deck lock. But yeah, 2 seal comes up so often. You can even start off your turn by making this first seal, And then once you know that there's no Nibiru, you can go into Saryuja and then make your second one. So sometimes on your first turn to play around Nibiru now, instead of making a Herald, you actually make 2 Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres during your turn, which is really nice to have that option. So I highly recommend too. Then this is the cuttable part. You got your Predaplant Verte Anaconda. You could cut that and the Dragoon if you don't want to play those bricks. Drawing those bricks does really suck, but I mean, you get what you pay for. Romulus for searching. Like I said, most of the time you don't even need Romulus. You just go straight into Spheres and then try to combo under Spheres. Needle Fiber still comes up because it can summon Rocket Synchron. It's just like a Link 2 that gives you an extra monster on board. This by itself does nothing anymore, but I believe that now that all the tuners are banned that make Halki Fibrax broken, and Link Cross is also banned, I don't think they need to touch Needle Fiber, because Needle Fiber by itself doesn't really do anything anymore, especially for Dragon Link. And then if you look at the other top meta decks, like, it's just used in janking combos, honestly. But yeah, this just gets Rocket Synchron out of your deck. That's it. Like, it doesn't do anything fancy. It doesn't do anything by itself. Then we've got Apollosa. I was really teetering on this one versus the Delinders Dragon or even Quad Boral Dragon, but I found that those only work really well if you have a Dark Link 4 that you can go into. I don't have an access code talker, so you don't end up actually plussing off of the Delindrus ever. I mean, like, if you really need to get out of your extra deck lock, and you're not locked into Darks, go into Romulus. But if you are locked into Darks, then you're just stuck with Boral Sword. But I mean, Apollosa gives you the opportunities that you would not normally have. This actually came up in tournament. So, yeah, I mean, you summon it. Saryuja Skull Dread, I was always against using this because it can make full combo into no longer full combo, but this is so crucial now that the deck is so fragile. I mean, if they're going to stop you, they're going to stop you anyway, but Saryuja can get you into hand traps, and it can put bricks back. Like, the interaction with Black Metal Dragon is really nice, so I like to go into Saryuja a lot, honestly. And by having Herald on the field, or Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, you even if you get Nibiru, you can special summon a Brotar from your deck or something to extend and continue. So you usually bait any like Nibirus or any negations before you have an opportunity to summon Skull Dread, which is really nice and why I like it a lot in this deck. So usually when I'm summoning this, I am actually not afraid. It's never like a Hail Mary where I needed to resolve. It's always like I know that my opponent doesn't have anything, or I'm just like throwing away my extenders essentially to draw 4 and put back 3. Anyway, finally, Boral Sword Dragon. This is how this deck wins. Thank you, Konami, for printing Boral Sword. And then finally, side deck. This can be geared towards your meta, wherever you're playing. No one in my friend group plays Virtual World, but I still play Lancias for the dinosaur matchup. But yeah, shout out Team Bad Cards. Rest in peace. Alright, so I only played 2 Nib. There wasn't really room for 3, and people were playing around this card. It's still really good against these niche combo decks and stuff, so like it's nice to have it as an option. So I'm pulling from the OCG and deciding to play two ofs now. So 2 Nibirus, that's really nice. Next up is Triple Lancia. This is more geared towards my meta that I see. There's a lot of banishing stuff, so having access to Lancia is really nice. That's remnants to the old days where Lancia was like almost necessary to counteract Dino, and you could search it. You can't search it now, but I mean, if I was playing Union Carrier, I could search it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. 2 Droll and Lockbirds. I got so lucky drawing one of these facing Emmanuel, so that was really nice. I might cut down a Lancia for a 3rd Droll, because this just stops your opponent's turn. But the reason I played 2 is because you absolutely need to have follow-up when you Droll your opponent. Because usually if your opponent stops to a Droll, then the next turn, if you don't kill them, if you don't have another Droll, you're screwed. So this is just one less card in your hand, and really it didn't save you from anything. So that's why I choose to run 2. I don't know if that logic makes sense. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about Droll and Lockbird and the ratios that you play. Next is spells. So back row decks, I don't have any Lightning Storm, so I'm stuck with Harpy's Feather Duster and triple Cosmic Cyclone. I could probably cut that down to 2, but I don't know what else to play. And next, decided to get really janky. Since I'm running Saryuja and it usually resolves, the only things that can really get me are powerful spell cards. So I decided to go the old route and play these 3 in the side from back when we were playing. It's on the channel. It was like months and months and months ago, before like Link Cross or Needle Fiber or anything that like that came out. You'd play these in the side and you throw them in, and you would just like win because your opponent can't like use any spells. It's really nice. And then red reboot for the back row decks. So yeah, that's the deck. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. And first place, woohoo! Finally, I got my friends out for a tournament. But yeah, this has been a long time coming. So I hope to see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like the video. Thanks. Bye bye.